to use your thought better. Every day you spend time scrolling, watching videos, or doing things that really not help you grow. What if you take just 15 minutes from that time to help you to improve yourself? That small change can help you a lot. You don't need more books, complicated lessons. Rather, too much information can confuse you. Just one page a day, one small step at a time. And you don't need perfect English initially. You don't have to sound like a native speaker. You just have to speak. Even if it is simple, even if it's not perfect, every time you practice, you're building confidence. This is how we progress. So we don't improve in one big moment, we improve in small progress. So today I will give you one simple system that is easy to follow, but powerful enough to change your speaking ability. It is called 15-30-15-20 method. 15 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at lunch, and 15 minutes at night. Not 3 hours, not a complicated plan, just 1 hour a day, but done consistently. Let's start with your morning. The way you begin your day quietly shapes what follows. These first 15 minutes, they're not just study time, they are the direction of your day. In the morning, your mind is fresh, you're calm. There is no noise around. This is the my time when your mind is open. So in this 15 minutes, you don't have to rush or do too much. In fact, doing less is better. Just focus on one small action. You can read a few English sentences, learn 5 words, or listen to any short audio and repeat it. So when you wake up, you can say to yourself, today I will improve my English. I'm not afraid of mistakes. I'm learning step by step. These sentences may look small, but they're very powerful as they train your mindset to improve yourself for a language. And take one small lesson and practice it gently. Say, I go to school, I went to school, I will go to school. This simple pattern helps your brain understand time, present, past, and future without stress. Repeat it slowly and not to force yourself to remember and feel the rhythm of the language. And English is something you do not master in one day. So you build quietly and consistently every single morning. Now comes lunchtime when people lose their time. So they do not concentrate. So just they keep on scrolling and just checking the other stuff. So they just forget. But what if you use those same 30 minutes you're scrolling just for learning your English, but used with purpose? Can completely change how you speak. During this time, don't just watch or listen. You use the language. You speak, you write, and you think in English. You take a simple topic like your daily routine and start talking slowly. For example, you say, I wake up at 6, I brush my teeth, I have breakfast, I go to work or school. It doesn't need to be perfect. What matters is you keep on going and you do not stop. You can even stand in front of the mirror and speak up, looking into your own eyes and speak up. I'm improving every day. I can speak English. At first, it may feel strange and uncomfortable, but this is how confidence starts. Not from knowing more, but from using what you already know. Another simple way is to ask yourself questions. What is your name? Where do you live? What do you do? And answer them again and again. It may feel basic, but this repetition is powerful because when you repeat, you remember. And when you remember, you speak with more confidence. And slowly, that confidence turns into real fluency. Then comes the last part of the day, the 15 minutes at night. This is not just study time, this is reflection time. The moment when your learning becomes real. You sit quietly, without pressure, without rushing, and you look back at your day. You gently ask yourself, what did I learn today? Which word did I practice and what mistakes I made? When you write them down, even if it is just a small notebook, it doesn't need to be perfect. It does just needs to be honest. For example, you might write, today I learned beautiful, busy, and happy. Today I practice time and going. So when I will go and what time I will go. So today I spoke for 5 minutes a day. So that is enough. This is what your real progress begins. Not in big moments, but in small, honest steps repeated every day. Before you go to sleep, take a few moments to read few lines again, slowly and calmly. Let the language stay in your mind. And it should be natural, so your brain remembers that. And over time, without pressure, without force, English becomes a part of you. Now listen carefully. This method is not magic. It will not change your life in one day. And that is precisely when most people quit. Not because they are not smart, just because they expect quick results. They want to feel better immediately. And when they don't see the result, they just lose up. But the truth is, language does not work like this. Language is not a race you finish quickly. It is a relationship you build slowly. And every real relationship needs time, patience, and consistency. Let me be honest. This method is for you even if you're a beginner, scared, or thinking your English is weak, because it does not require talent, does not require perfection. It only requires one thing: consistency. 15 minutes in the morning may feel small, 30 minutes at lunch. It seems easy to skip. 15 minutes at night may not seem important, but you repeat these small actions every day. They begin to change you in the way you want to. Now imagine a real student. Not perfect, not disciplined. Someone who feels lazy, you feel stuck, who think English is too difficult, but one day that person decides to try just a little, no pressure. In the morning he reads few sentences. At lunch he speaks a little, even if it is broken. At night he looks back and notices what he learns. Efforts, nothing feels different. And this is the hardest part, because you're working and you don't see results. But after 1 week, something small happens. He starts recognizing words. After 2 weeks, he begins to form simple sentences. And after 1 month, he is still not perfect, but he is not no longer afraid to speak. And that is the moment when everything changes, because confidence doesn't comes from perfect English. It comes from using English without fear. Now, let's talk about mistakes, because this is the place where a lot of learners stop. The truth is, mistake is not your real problem. The real problem is silence. When you stay silent, nothing changes. But when you speak, even if you make mistakes, so you are improving. Many people say, I'm afraid of grammar. So, what happened? If you will use it, you will improve. Even children, they make mistake. They improve when they make mistake. Even if your sentence is not correct, even it has value. For example, you say, I go market yesterday. It is not perfect, but it is a step, or it is a step forward. So the same sentence tomorrow becomes, I went to the market yesterday. So the small progress matters a lot. Here is something very important. When you speak, you're not just practicing words, you're training your brain. At first, you translate from your native language, and that makes you slow and unsure. But with daily practice, your mind start to change. And even without translating, you will realize that now you can think in English. You can simply say, I want water. Simple, clear, and natural. This is how fluency begins. Remember, fluency is not about difficult words. It's about expressing simple ideas clearly and confidently. Remember the simple truth. Small habits repeated every day changes your life. So this method is not just a routine. This is a step towards how you can build your confidence. But let's go deeper. Learning English is not about speaking better. It is about becoming someone who is not afraid to express your ideas. At the beginning, you feel uncomfortable, you feel hesitant, you might stop in the middle, but that is not failure. That is your growth happening in real time. Most people quit at this stage, not because they're incapable, but just because they are not practicing and they're not going up. And remember, at this moment, something powerful is going to change. And from there, something real is going to happen in your life. Now, imagine yourself after 30 days. You are still not perfect, but you're no longer silent. You respond, you stay in the conversation. And that small shift from silence to expression is the real turning point. So your morning becomes your reset. One sentence, I will improve today. It's not just a practice, it's a decision you take in. So what you repeat, it shapes how you become. So at lunch, become a passive learner, an active speaker. You speak even if it feels uncomfortable. So confidence is something that you build by being uncomfortable. At night, you reflect. Not to judge yourself, just to see your progress, one word, and one mistake is enough to see if you're progressing. It is about showing up again the next day. Now remember this. Fear does not go away before you act. It goes away while you are acting. Even while speaking, your fear becomes smaller. So every time you speak up, your fear will start going away. So when you feel afraid, don't wait. Speak anyway, even if your voice is slow, even if your words are not perfect, because fluency is not built by knowing more. It is built by using what you already know. In real life, it begins with very small moments. You go to a shopkeeper and ask, how much is this? Good morning, how are you? These are the simple sentences. They are very powerful because they break your fear in real situation. And that is where the real confidence begins. You don't need like critical or complicated grammar rules. You just need the real practical usage at the beginning. This will give you a clear structure without pressure. It helps you move forward step by step without confusion. Now, imagine yourself 6 months from now. If you stay consistent, you will speak simple English more naturally. You will not overthink every sentence. You will not be as afraid of making mistakes. You will start joining conversations instead of avoiding them, and people will notice the difference. And when that moment comes, you will understand something important. It is never about talent, it's never about luck. It is just about showing up every day, even if it is uncomfortable. So remember this, English is not something you study, it is something you use to live your life. If every skill is built the same way through small action, repeat it every day. Give yourself 15 minutes of focus in the morning, 30 minutes during the day, and 15 minutes of reflection during night. So stay with it. And one day you will realize that English is no longer something difficult. It has become a part of who you are. And when that happens, you won't just understand English. You will finally speak it. And thank you so much for listening. And I hope you will surely be improving by listening to my words and you will follow the method 15, 30, 15. And this is a great method to improve yourself.